Our next question deals with another quadratic. Let's read it. Question 1.1.2. X squared plus 10x plus 8 equals 0. But then they say something interesting. The instruction is still solve for x, but this time around they say correct to 2 decimal places. Now folks, that is a huge tip. If they say correct to 2 decimals, you are going to apply the quadratic formula. Okay, that's the big tip in this question. So let's, on the sketchboard, look at what the formula is. First of all, remember what we need to do. We need to put our equation in standard form. Why is that necessary here? Well, then I can identify the coefficient of x squared as a, the coefficient of x as b, and the constant as c. Now, we all know that is particularly important because the formula says x equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all of that over 2a. And that is what we are going to apply. Now, I always say to my students as well, write down what a is. So let's go to the equation. A is what is in front of x squared. So a will be 1. B, in this case, is what's in front of x. That is 10. And c is the constant. C is equal to 8. Okay. So let's go for the formula. The formula says x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, the b value is 10, so it's minus 10. Plus or minus the square root of 10 squared minus 4 in a bracket, 1, close the bracket, open the second bracket and put an 8 in it. So you have everything. If there was a negative there, you would not slip over the negative. Divided by twice a, so that's 2 times 1. Okay, let's clean this up quite nicely. We get minus 10 plus or minus the square root of 100 minus 4 times 8 in the top line is 32. All of that is divided by 2. Okay, and that leaves you, folks, if you take 100 and you minus 32 from it, you get the square root of 68, and all of that is divided by 2. Okay, that is, we're happy with that. We're ready to now go to our calculator. So you enter these values into your calculator. They said, remember, correct to 2 decimal places. So x will then be equal to minus 0.88, or the second answer, x is equal to minus 9.12. And we do our little arrow with the arrowhead to show that those are indeed our 2 answers to this question. Now, folks, this was for 3 marks. It is not a difficult question. You do not want to make mistakes here. So work, big tip, work slowly in this question. You do not want to make mistakes. Use brackets when you substitute so that you do not slip over negatives. That must, with a double negative, remember, a negative times a negative is a positive. And those are silly errors. If you're in a hurry, you can make those mistakes. Okay, that is question 1.1.2.